The human eye. The human eye is the biological structure which enables the sense of sight. Eyes help us to see things around through binocular vision in three dimensions. In a single glance, our eyes work with our brains to tell us the size, color, shape, and texture of an object. They let us know how close it is, whether it's standing still or coming toward us, and how quickly it's moving. The brain calculates the difference between left and right eye to perceive distance. All parts of the eye are extremely delicate, so our body protects them in several ways. The eyeball sits in the eye socket in the skull, that is the orbit. The visible part of the eye is protected by the eyelids, eyebrows, eyelashes, which help keep dirt, dust, and even harmful bright light out of the eye. Eyes are also protected by tears, conjunctiva, and external eye muscles. So, let's go through the structure of the eye. The eye has three layers: sclera, choroid, and retina. The sclera is the white outermost layer that maintains the shape of the eye and gives its firmness. The muscles attached to the sclera controls the eye movement. The sclera contains the cornea. It is the outer clear circular structure which allows light rays into the eyes. Behind the cornea, there is a dark circular structure called iris. It is the colored muscle which determines the color of the eye. A pigment called melanin gives iris its dark color. Now there is a small opening in the center of the iris. It is called the pupil. The size of this aperture increases and decreases depending on the intensity of light. The entry of large amount of light is harmful to the tissues of the eye. Iris and pupil regulate the amount of light falling on the eyes by enlarging or shrinking and thereby adjusting the size of the pupil. The choroid. It is the middle layer containing blood vessels. The posterior and anterior chambers are filled with fluids that shapes the eye and refracts the light rays. The anterior fluid is called the aqueous humor. It is a water-like fluid formed from the blood and it is reabsorbed into blood. And the posterior fluid is called the vitreous humor, which is a jelly-like fluid. The lens. It is located behind the pupil between the posterior and the anterior part. It is an elastic transparent convex lens connected to ciliary muscles by thread-like ligaments. It refracts light rays onto the nerve cells on the retina. The retina. It is the inner layer that contains photoreceptors. There are mainly two types of photoreceptors present in the yellow spot of retina, namely rods, which are sensitive to dim light, cones, which are sensitive to bright light. Nerve impulses are formed when light strikes the rods and cones. The optic nerve connects them to the brain. The eyes is an incredible biological structure. The human eyes are camera type eyes, which means they work like camera lens focusing light into film. The main parts of the human eye are the cornea, iris, pupil, aqueous humor, lens, vitreous humor, retina, and optic nerve. Light enters the eye by passing through the transparent cornea and aqueous humor. The iris controls the size of the pupil, which is the opening that allows light to enter into the lens. Light is focused by the lens and goes through the vitreous humor to the retina. Rods and cones in the retina translate the light into electric signals that travels from the optic nerve to the brain. So that's the structure and function of eye. Thank you.